be myself.
Super Seducer guy on Good Morning Britain. Okay, I'll watch it. This sounds funny.
Felicity, is your blood boiling?
Yes, I'm almost so angry I can't talk, actually.
But are you just moaning all the time?
Well, that's one of those things about one of those criticisms, right? It's like saying somebody can't take criticism. It's very difficult to come back from that.
Yeah.
He does. It said on the bottom. It recommends that men go for Eastern European girls. That is, as someone who has played the game, he does say that.
So you haven't got an answer for it. That's great.
I haven't got an answer about being.
He's so. He always looks unshowered. You know. He looks unhygienic.
Entitled and overweight.
You don't?
Well, no, I think being entitled is blaming your lack of relationship success on an entire nation of women.
I was very successful in England, very, very successful, but I noticed that every time I saw a beautiful woman and went to talk to her, where are you from? Oh, Sweden. Oh, Russia.
There's
oh,
no
the
beautiful
Ukraine.
women in the UK.
No, there are,
I
for
think
sure.
that's
A lot of them are foreign in London, and it's just comparatively, there are way more in Russia. So, you know, you walk down Oxford Street, you see a few beautiful women.
Imagine, like, justifying your fetish like this. Like, all Western women are just, like, bad.
Many of them are foreign. You walk down the equivalent street in Moscow, it's like, my God, you know, they're everywhere.
Do you think there were any other reasons why you weren't particularly successful with British women when you were looking for dates?
I was very successful, like I said.
But you've just said that most of the women that you were...
He's, like, eating a piece of his hair right now, too. It's like in there like a noodle. We need a zoom for the highlight.
Attracted to were foreign. So, you know, telling women that you're potentially going to date that they're entitled, overweight and moan all the time...
I wasn't telling them that at the time, obviously.
May not be the most successful chat-up line.
It's not one I would recommend, but
No.
it was... this is like a process...
Are those real teeth or, like, dentures? Because these are, like... He's had some work done. He's either had some work done or those are, like, fake teeth. Like, that's really weird, actually. They look very bizarre.
This is like a process of my experience. I was in the UK until 2009. Then I travelled a lot. I've been to 60 countries.
They were yellow in the first game? Oh, geez.
I went to Brazil. They're very nice. I went to Scandinavia. Denmark's got very beautiful women. But when I went to Russia, I found the whole package, the looks, the character, everything.
Your mother's English, right?
Yes, she is.
So does she...
I like how all they're talking about on this program, Good Morning Britain, like... This is almost 2 minutes in, and their issue with the game is that he's dissing on British women. Like, specifically, it's like a nationalistic thing. Like, that's all they've talked about. It's not problematic. It's just that there's nothing about this game that's problematic except for the fact that he said Britain's bad. Like, okay.
also qualify as unattractive, stupid, entitled, and the rest of it, or is she an exception?
No, but she lives out there with me, and she agrees.
Your mother agrees that all English women are awful, even though she's an English woman?
No, she agrees that they're better out there.
Right.
She says they're lovely, honest people, kind, and there's beautiful women everywhere.
Right. I think you're just peddling, like, a really dangerous, like, stereotypical view of beauty that is just so damaging for women and men.
Complain to Victoria's Secret. You know, if you like those kind of women, then that's what you'll find in Russia. If you don't like that kind of women, then of course I meet guys that have all kinds of different tastes, right? I meet guys that have tastes that don't coincide with mine at all, and that's fine. But for guys that, you know, like that stereotypical beautiful woman.
I like how he can't describe it more. He can't describe his tastes more than stereotypical beautiful women. Like the lack of like self-awareness and the lack of like being able to communicate your perspective to others. Like this is just like the standard of stereotypical beautiful women. Like, okay.
That's where you will find it.
Profiling people by where they come from. Do you?
I have concern about that. I have a concern about the fact that you think all British women are overweight.
This is insane. We're almost like 3 minutes into this, and this is like all they're talking about is the Britain thing. That's like all they're grilling him on. Like it's so that's like the least offensive part of his games.
It's not all, obviously.
I mean, actually, more British statistically, if we're talking about the obesity problem in the UK, which is a slightly different debate, but actually more British men are overweight.
Well, Richard, we have 3 English women here. Brazil, are they all fat, entitled, stupid? I mean,
I don't know them.
What's your view of the women?
You don't know them, but
well, Richard,
just
cast your
Piers.
expert eye over the women at this desk, for example.
This is funny.
I think that would be rude. I'd like to.
Let's hear you be brutally honest.
Well, I don't want to be baited into
you're full of this. You've got 3 women.
I've got respect for the women.
You've got no respect for English women. That's the whole point.
I'm generalising.
You have 0
This entire thing is just about the Britain part. This is insane.
respect for English women.
For English women, yeah, he's respectful towards non-English women, of course. If you played the game, you'd realize he's not very respectful to any woman.
I've got respect for my mother. I've got respect for many
come on here,
British women.
and when you're
There are
actually
many
confronted,
talented,
by smart, intelligent, beautiful women, you can't deal with them, can you?
Of course I can. I'm dealing.
This is so awkward. It's so Piers Morgan is so shit. Everybody on this entire panel is just such a fucking idiot.
with
Go on, then, say what you want to say.
Everyone's such a jackass.
Hey,
I don't
their
want
faces.
I want to tell you that the women are more beautiful in Russia.
Right.
Shock, and they're very nice. They're great, honest,
so they
intelligent
don't tell
women.
you that you're an idiot for thinking those things. Is that what you call?
Like, what's their position then? Like, British women are more beautiful and intelligent than Russian women. Like, why are they so hung up on like the nationalistic part of it? It's so weird.
Nice.
Who's they?
What Russian women
Do you speak
don't
Russian?
tell you?
Yeah,
You do, fluent Russian.
ish.
So they can't really understand a word you're saying, can they? Did your wife even know what you were saying when you seduced her?
She speaks perfect English, and I
Yeah.
speak very good Russian.
Right. Do you?
Yeah.
Go on then.
Я говорю по-русски, моя жена стоит там.
What's that? My
Она
name
очень
is
красива.
Dick.
Why are they even grilling him when they haven't even like fucking played his game? They didn't do any fucking research onto this subject. Like, well, how could you imagine like trying to start an argument with someone on national television when you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about? Like, Richard's a dumb piece of shit and his game's bad, but like, they're doing such a terrible job confronting him.
Can I want to marry you? Don't I?
Exactly, yeah.
Right.
Who are the men that you're helping who currently, these hugely attractive
question.
men who
Incels.
are highly intelligent and want to have successful, committed relationships? How come these incredible men are not finding women here in the UK?
I'm a dating coach. I've been doing it for 11 years. I've got successful companies, turned over $50 million. We've got 1 million website visitors a month. These guys are listening to me. They want my advice, and a lot of them are very unsatisfied. And the guys that have come and visited me in Eastern Europe, in Russia, are like, wow, this is like a breath of fresh air. As I said, many men are going to be...
Do British people not pronounce TH ever? He said breath, a breath of fresh air. Do they never pronounce TH?
really happy with English women. That's great.
Can I just
For
say...
the men that are unsatisfied, they can listen to me. They can...
Oh, it's only at the beginning of words. He said they. He said that's. Breath, though.
can take my advice and they might end up very, very happy. That's my job.
I think like you're suggesting that there's a cheat's way to being confident and right with yourself.
Richard says he dated 200 Russian women before finding his wife. That's not a very good ratio if your goal is to like find the one, so to speak. That's not a very good ratio. That's a lot of F's. A lot of THs.
And that cheat's way is to just move abroad. And in order to be like available in a relationship, you just have to do the hard work to feel right with yourself and be able to like show love to people and receive love. Like there's not a cheat's way. You don't just move to another country and
if you're
everything's fine.
healthy, vegan, yoga.
You know what, Richard?
Then probably you're going to find more people
Richard,
like
here's the
that
bottom
in LA.
line.
People are different all over the world.
I think you are right to seek your future in Russia because I think the chances of you ever having sex in this country again are zero. But it's been.
I respect
But
my
you're
wife.
married.
I mean,
Why would you
that's
say
all-
that?
It's been fascinating
We've
having
not
you
been zero.
giving us your views.
Yeah, Rich,
Thank
thanks
you
very
very
much.
That's also cringe, like Piers Morgan framed it as chances of you having sex in this country again are zero. Like, is that all it's about? Sex? Is that all it's about?
Steve, thanks
Pierce, like, what the fuck? What is your problem? Like,
very
what?
much indeed.
Everyone's an asshole. Like, that was like one of the worst. That was one of the worst, like, discussions I've ever heard. That was awful.
Welcome to August 2022, everybody. Here are the updated Patreon credits. Sam McKinney, Orange Juice Slurper, Nico Fuentes, Ryan, Joel999, Wriggle Moss, Speak of the Joker, Melly Kitsune, Black Mama 1993, Mitzi Marcella, Yup, Caden Mack, Andre Philippe, Charisma, the Super One player, Jacob Arndt, Zachary Kane, Cheat.exe, Gothic Sith, Mandelbro, Wales, Bo the Doggo, Gabriel Herrera, Hoofido, and Lemonade Warrior is participating in the hit game Among Us and is considered the encroacher. I should also let you know that there is a new tier on my Patreon. $10 and up patrons get early access to videos that aren't ready to be posted just yet. I'll see you later.